It gives me great pleasure to be here to witness the passing out parade of this cohort of administration officers who have been here for slightly over a month undergoing paramilitary training. I want to start at the onset, first of all, by congratulating you for successfully completing your course. Secondly, I want to thank the Inspector General of the National Police Service and all our colleagues from the National Police Service who have facilitated this training, jointly with the team of our senior staff from the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government. It's true, as the PS says, we know that completing the training of all our officers has been one of our key aspects of focus, because the President inherited a huge backlog of untrained administration officers, some who had stagnated in their positions for years, and yet some positions that were not even filled. In the last 10 years, thanks to the focus and commitment of His Excellency, our President, the government has invested heavily in the training and preparation of national government administration officers to provide various services to our people. It's gratifying to note that the national government administration as an entity has improved and become not just a strong, but almost an indivisible part of our national administration and our engagement with the county governments in the involved structures. I thank my colleagues with whom we have worked through the last 5 years to strengthen the capacity and the performance of the national government administration. Some of the challenges that we used to deal with in the past, we no longer have, and that is a tribute to the focus and the commitment of our President to the security and national administration of the country. We have addressed the challenges of mobility sufficiently. We have addressed the challenges of accommodation to a greater extent. And in partnership with the members of parliament through the CDF, the national government administration structures across the country have got offices and environments from which they can serve our people effectively. In return, we have seen the national government administration improve strongly and participated in successful implementation of critical government policy, including the national census exercise, the national Huduma number registration, the national examinations, and most recently, the national government administration officers were critical in supporting our collective effort to address the challenges of COVID-19 across the country. There's a lot to dare, and there's a lot to do out there still. We are still faced with cases of sexual violence in some parts of our country, female genital mutilation, and we still must make sure that we maintain the 100% school enrollment as directed by our President. Ladies and gentlemen, it's fair to say that without the national government administration, some of these critical national government programs would not have been effectively and successfully implemented. I want, on my own behalf and on behalf of my colleagues from the Ministry of Interior, to thank all our colleagues in the field, from assistant chiefs, ACCs, TCCs, CCs, and of course, ultimately, the regional commissioners and their teams. I also want to thank my brothers and sisters in the national security infrastructure, led by our very own Inspector General of the National Police Service, his DIGs, and the formation commanders for the excellent work that they've continued to do to improve and sustain the security of our country. There are times in the past when we had worrying incidents of insecurity. But again, it's fair and objective to say that our country is by and large safe and secure, thanks to the work that our men and women in uniform have continued to do. As a citizen of this country, not even as a minister, as a citizen of this country, I first of all would like to sincerely thank all our security officers wherever they are. And I would like to ask our leaders across the board to respect, encourage, and avoid incidents that would undermine the morale and the credibility of our security institutions. I know that we are in the campaign season, but I would like to ask our political leaders especially to keep all of us out of the political environment, not politicize security matters, and not even undermine the image and the work that our security officers do. We have confidence in our security forces. And let me take this opportunity to assure the country that we are barely about 26 days to the next general elections. Our country is safe, is secure, and we in the security sector are prepared, ready, and available to support the constitutional institutions that will be conducting the general elections to fulfill their mandate. We will be where we will be required to be, and we will do everything that it takes to ensure that that exercise is conducted freely without any fear of insecurity. I want to reiterate the fact that we have full confidence in all our security officers. We have some of the best security individuals or officers in this region, and we are proud of the work that they have continued to do. And we ask Wananchi to cooperate with them and work with them, especially through this campaign period. We wish each one of us a very successful time during this, but I must complete my remarks by asking you, my colleagues, as you leave this training college and go to the field, to remember this. We are blessed. God has been kind and gracious to us. He has blessed us with a fantastic country, a wonderful country, a wonderful people. Many of you in the administration, some of my senior colleagues who are seated behind me here, have presided over 3 or 4 elections in the life of our country. Elections come and go. They should never be an excuse to interfere with or to affect the stability of our country. I want to urge my brothers and sisters who are seeking elective offices to always remember there will be tomorrow after 9th of August. Kenya is here, and Kenya should be here, if not for us, but for our children and our children's children. That's a sacred duty we have. That is a duty we owe as citizens of this country to our people and to God, our Creator. Let's be careful, responsible, and dutiful in the manner in which we work. For those on the campaign trail, please, as much as is humanly possible, restrain yourselves. I understand that nerves are raw. I understand frustrations are there. I understand that there are times when people may feel that they are probably not getting it or they are not going to win. Resorting to attacking security officers will not win you votes. Respect those in the security sector. Many of those that you would like to undermine are people who even command the teams that provide you with security. Please, my brothers and sisters, let's be careful about the country. We have tomorrow. Let's not do things that will undermine the peace of our nation just because of elections. And finally, as administrators, you know we cannot do certain things. We cannot speak the way politicians speak. We cannot engage in some of the things that our political players would like to do. So let us restrain ourselves as administrators and maintain the respect and the tradition of integrity, focus, and objectivity of the security sector, especially by drawing a line between our inclinations and our obligations. I know we each have a vote. We will go into the voting booth to vote for someone. That is an inclination. But we also have an obligation. We have an obligation under the law to be objective, to be fair, to be firm, to ensure justice is done to every Kenyan, regardless of their political affiliation, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their age, their creed, or their background. Let's do the best we can, and by the grace of God, uphold that principle so that we discharge our constitutional obligations effectively. I wish you all the best as you go out to serve, knowing as you must that being asked to serve your country is the noblest thing that can ever happen to your life, regardless of the station you are being asked to serve. And I commit you to the Lord, that may the Lord strengthen you as you serve our people. May you find satisfaction in service, and may you find success in alleviating the challenges and the problems of our people and ensuring that Kenya succeeds. Because when Kenya succeeds, we succeed, and we will have discharged our obligation as citizens of our great country. I congratulate you once again, and may God bless you.
Sir, parade formed up in open orders.
the best all-round ACC course number 1 of 2022. Bursary number 2015-033-248. ACC from Wajir North Sub-County, Emmanuel Ng'weno. Bursary number 2015-074. Bwana Ernest Otieno, Assistant Superintendent of Police. Anayeshikilia kifimbo kule mbele kabisa, yani drum major, mwingine mbali Jo Mutunga. Anahakikisha kabisa katika kile chombo anaipiga ama anaipata kulingana na wimbo yenyewe. Ile ngoma kubwa, yani bass drum, ikiwa chini ya nahodha wake Sergeant Mukanda. Anayeshikilia trombone vile ni Sergeant Philip Karisa. Nyuma ama kwa karibu ni maafisa hawa wapatao 451 kuweza kufusu siku ya leo ili kuungana na maafisa wengine kule nje kuweza kujenga taifa ikiwa ni hili letu la Kenya. Mbele kabisa tunaye kamanda wa gwaride ACC Emmanuel Ng'weno. Kwa karibu ni naibu kamanda ambaye pia ni parade adjutant ACC Mutinda Munuve. Mgeni wetu wa heshima kikundi nambari 1 ikiwa chini ya uongozi wake ACC James Nandi. Kwa karibu mgeni wetu wa heshima ni kikundi nambari 7 ni kikundi ambacho kinaongozwa na ACC Elisha Kiogora.